to Bad Attitude C-10. Today we're doing a brand new master cylinder on the truck. We have a Wilwood adjustable proportional valve, and all the lines that came with them that are supposed to already be pre-bent and working aren't doing so. So we're having to modify this stuff for our application. Alright guys, I'm going to try to share some information with y'all real quick on why it's been such a long delay between the videos. Setback after setback, if it's not parts, back-ordered parts, fitment of parts. We're also having an issue, as I've mentioned, with the power in the back of the shop going out after the last rain. It's been 4 weeks since I could even get into the shop. And so I used some of the distorted footage from the video before that I was going to reshoot when we installed the master cylinder on the truck. That way I could at least get y'all a video out. So this is just a fill-in video. It looks like due to time constraints and us losing almost a month of time due to the rain and me not being able to get in the shop, the truck will not be painted before sick week. So it's going to be a Rubik's truck, but that ain't going to make it run any faster, so we're okay with that. Also, I do have a gentleman coming over that's going to help me create like a little temporary sidewalk to where no matter what the weather's doing, I can get out to the shop so I can try to bust my ass and get this truck done before sick week. So no, we have not given up on sick week. We intend to get this truck running and try our best on being there. Let's get back to the video. We picked up a 1-inch bore Corvette GM style master cylinder. And first hiccup with our line kit that we bought, everything we got was 3/16, and the back port is a 9/16 by 18. The front one is a 1/2 by 20. So we had to find some adapters or reducers. Lucky for us, Summit carries a pair that you buy that's exactly for this, and they're from a company called All Star, and I think they're like 17 bucks. So we'll put the 9/16 one in first. And we will not use any type of Teflon tape or pipe dope on a fitting if it's a compression style fitting or a flash style fitting, because they're made for that. So if it's a pipe thread that's a taper seat or something like that, we will use pipe dope. But other than that, it's just going on that. So take a 9/16 wrench on the back one, snug it up. We're from the front one and snug up the 1/2 inch there. So in addition to our brake, we also picked up an adjustable proportioning valve from Wilwood. And what this guy's going to allow us to do is, since we're converting to 4-wheel disc brakes, instead of just going with a regular proportional valve and hoping that the settings are going to be good and where they need to be, with this knob we'll be able to dial in the amount of fluid that goes to our back brakes and dictate how quick they lock up, or if they lock up at all. So this is just another upgrade or a perk that we found to be necessary for our deal, and that's what we're going to do. So I went on ahead and ordered the kit that also comes with a mounting bracket. It did come with lines, but we had a hiccup there. Seeing how we had to put the adapters in our master cylinder, it backed it up, so it knocked the geometry off everything. So instead, we're having to make our own lines for this as well. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the bracket using bolts to our master cylinder to where we can pre-plumb our proportional valve in our master cylinder at the bench instead of having to mount it on the truck and fight the front tire and all that good stuff. So here we go. Sorry about that, guys. I ended up throwing some 3/8 by 16 bolts and nuts on here. They have a set of spacers that are going to go between the bracket and the master cylinder. So I'm going to be sure while doing this mock-up I got the spacers on. Otherwise, I put it all the way together and then add the spacers and everything doesn't line up and work right, I'll be pissed off. And I do not like doing rework. That is a pretty clean little look. So we'll get to the knob and everything like that to make adjustments. So now what we're going to do is make us 2 lines, one from here to the rear, one from there to there. If you notice, there's 3 outs, and that's because it's universal. On our application, we'll just have one for the fronts, and then it goes to a T. So we'll just put a pipe plug in whichever one of these we don't want to use when we install it on our truck. All right, so I'm thinking instead of trying to just come out here and going straight over to that would probably be a task. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna have to come forward and then come back toward it in some manner, but we're gonna go ahead and do this one first. And be sure before you start flaring stuff, always put your fittings on it before you flare. Otherwise, you can't go back. We have two types of bender. I have this guy right here, and I have a set of the pliers that you can pick up from Harbor Freight. Alright guys, so here's what I'm looking at. Since we had to put the bushings in between where the fitting for the line's going to go in the master cylinder, the bracket that we got, if you notice, that is super snug. The distance between here and there. So I'm thinking maybe putting a spacer in there and gapping it out. Oh yeah, I think that's much better. So now, if you look at the relationship between this and that, it's not just right up against it anymore. And I'm sure there are benders that are a lot better than this, but for what we're doing and in our purposes right now, I did not see any reason. I mean, that looks pretty clean to me, that we should go and blow, you know, 70 or 80 bucks on a bender. I picked these up from Harbor Freight for like 13 or 14 bucks. I'm thinking that looked pretty clean. We're gonna have to go back just a hair, but so there's probably a better way to do this than what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty much just gonna cut it and sneak up on it. All right, guys, my camera went dead. The other one that the microphone actually works on. This one the mic does not always work on, so hopefully we're getting this. If not, I can switch it over. I put my new skills to flaring to work, and I created this guy. So this line right here was made 100% using the Titan flare by hand, not in a vise, right here. And as you know, the fittings are on, the flares, both sides. Looks really good. So, yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and button this up, put this on to the master cylinder, and show y'all what we got. So as you can see where the lines are right now, this is way off. So, and once we do final fitment on the truck, I'll put a little bit of Loctite on these bolts, that way they can't back out. Like that. We'll go ahead and snug these up as if it was mounted to the truck. Again, we'll take our line wrench, and voila, There we go. So that is what our master cylinder for the Bad Attitude C-10 is going to look like. So join us next time. We're going to go ahead and install that on, and we're going to start running the front brake system. I would like to thank all y'all that stuck around and watched this video in its entirety, and this was uploaded on Christmas Eve, so hope each and every one of you have a safe and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Please come back. We'll have more content in the future. Always like and subscribe.